7:01. I am calling the public hearing December 12th, 2023. This is application filed on behalf of Bloomin Brands, Inc., owners of Flemings Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar, lessee of a suite and special development district, SDD number 113, located at 40 South Main Street, and more commonly known as Blueback Square. The application seeks permission to amend the existing SDD to allow for the installation of additional tenant signage. Roll call, Mr. Davidoff.
Good evening, Mayor and Mayor. Councilor Blanks.
Present.
Mayor Cantor.
Here.
Councilor Cortez.
Here.
Councilor Fay.
Here.
Councilor McGinnis.
Here.
Councilor Pullen.
Here.
Councilor Walters.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Winograd.
Here.
Councilor Zdanowitz.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Davidoff. We have a counselor on video because we're being very COVID safe, and so she had a little exposure. So anyway, all right, so we will begin with a presentation from the applicant. And that is voice activated. Just make sure you speak in so our court reporter can hear you.
Hi, my name is Lauren Rosen, and I own Artifacts. We're here on behalf of Flemings at 44 South Main Street. And our intention is to fabricate and erect a wall sign that I believe is just north of the allotment from SDD. So we're asking for an amendment to go just a bit north of the margin on the top. The letters, they're going to be fabricated as a halo letter, which is a silhouetted letter. And there's a cabinet underneath that's a push-through style letter. And I can answer any technical questions.
Thank you, Mr. Rosen. Are there... and is this, I know we have some color photos in our presentation, so the Flemings lit that, well, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a Photoshop rendering here that shows Flemings, which will be, again, a silhouette style letter. It's black with a white halo. And there's a cabinet below with a byline and a push-through letter.
So I have a question for town staff. So beyond the a little north, it being a little out of the, is there anything else that it does not conform to?
No, Madam Mayor, everything else about the sign does conform with our present ordinances.
Okay. So just as a summary, the only reason this is before us is there's a special development district, and it's a small piece of it is a little
outside of the, what's the legal term I would use for that?
The conditions.
Outside the original conditions of SDD number 113.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Blanks?
You answered the question, because that was basically my question as well, in terms of what was the difference in terms of what's there now, what's going up. You answered the question in terms of the silhouette. I had another question, but that's irrelevant, so I'm good.
All right. I just want to make sure that the public, there is a sign-up sheet. Could you just see if there's anybody signed up to speak? I don't see anybody. No. All right. Is there anybody? There's only a couple of people here, but that would like to speak to this. Okay. All right. And so, Mr. Clark, have you received any written comments?
No, Madam Mayor.
Okay. All right, are there other questions from the council? Mr. Zadanowitz?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I didn't, maybe I didn't hear correctly, but what is there now? I didn't, is there anything there now?
Right now, it's blank. We had just redone the awning portion this summer.
Okay, so
And
in my,
that's what's there.
was there anything prior to the awning?
No.
Okay, so I didn't think so either. I just wanted to make sure. And do we know how much this is out of the parameters of SSD?
I believe it's about 10 inches.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right. Anything else? Okay, I don't see any further questions, so I will read into the record. Letter dated December 7th, 2023 from Town Plan and Zoning Commission recommending approval, and letter dated December 8th, 2023 from Design Review Advisory Committee Chair and Vice Chair offering no objections to the application. Just go around one more time. Any questions, comments? All right. Thank you. Oh, yes, Ms. Fay, go ahead.
In terms of the brightness or the wattage, does that fit in with the standards, or is it
It
brighter?
should. Typically, we're using 5,000 Kelvin, which is kind of mid-range. This is about a 3,500. That's about a 45 to 5, so it's similar to that. Intensity-wise, typically we use 240 lumens per running foot. So being that this is a silhouetted letter, you're catching the reflection of 240 lumens. So by the time it reflects back onto the brick, it's roughly 120 lumens per running foot, which is pretty much commensurate with anything that you would see in terms of a halo-style letter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fay. Thank you, Mr. Rosen. Anything else? Okay, all right, then I will close the public hearing. Thank you very much, and we will start the council meeting right at 7:30. Okay?
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. So we will begin by calling the December 12th. I can't see.
She's not on screen.
Oh, she's not there? One sec. We have one of our counselors that has might on COVID watch. Okay, great. Awesome. Okay. All right. I'm calling the December 12th, 2023, 7:30 Town Council meeting to order. First, we will begin with a Pledge of Allegiance, and I would like to introduce Cub Scout Pack 145. I think it's Mike Leahy is the leader, and Shanna and Craig Crockett are instrumental. I don't know what you're all leaders, and I want to thank all of the parents and everybody that's involved in leading this group, because it does for sure take all of the effort. So we're going to stand up, and you're going to lead us in Pledge of Allegiance, and here's the flag. Okay, when you're ready. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you're from Bugby School, and you have a rocket festival. What do you call it? Rocket festival this week? Launch this weekend. And so we wish you all incredible success with your rockets. I hope you can find them again. If that's the point, I don't know. But thank you so much, and we look forward to all the good things you're going to do. And you're getting some wonderful leadership and guidance, and we appreciate you very much. And you are welcome to go sit for a few minutes and just watch the council meeting until your leaders tell you it's time to go.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Oh, yes, maybe we should do a picture. That's a great idea. Maybe come back up and we'll do a picture. How's that?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Why are there 3 flags?
So this is the American flag, the Connecticut flag, and that's a West Hartford flag. This is them.
We have our own flag.
And that's a logo. Yes, we do. All right, so do you want to, we'll stand, and maybe you stand in front of us, and of course, I'm going to go in front with you. Jen, you can come with me.
I'll look at Tiffany.
Short people.
Say hi to Tiffany.
Yeah, right.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hello.
All right, Evan, look at the camera in the middle.
All right.
Say rocket.
Thank you very much. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
She's like, "Stay tuned." More questions.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, roll call. Mr. David.
Good evening, Madam Mayor. Counselor Blanks.
Present.
Mayor Cantor.
Here.
Counselor Cortez.
Here.
Counselor Fay.
Present.
Counselor McGinnis.
Present.
Counselor Poland.
Here.
Counselor Walters.
Here.
Counselor Deputy Mayor Winograd.
Here.
Counselor Zdanowitz.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Davidoff. We will begin with public forum. If there's anybody that has written in that would like to comment on something, okay. I have Mary Ann Sandberg, if you would like to come in. You have 3 minutes to speak, and if there's anybody else that would like to speak on something on the agenda that wasn't subject to the public hearing.
Tonight, I'm not speaking on behalf of any part of the agenda. My name is Mary Ann Sandberg, and
So,
I live at 95 St. Augustine Street in West Hartford. And my topic tonight is I want to thank this town council for the Citizens Police Academy, if I may. I would like to first congratulate each one of our town council members on their election and on the wonderful job they did with integrity with our election system in this town. So I felt that tonight it was very important to come and say thank you to a dedicated number of people that give so much of themselves for this community. And I wanted to let you know that you have called me in a special way to speak in front of you, to thank you, but most of all, to learn what our town has to offer its citizens. This town is a very unique town. I've lived in West Hartford for 30 years. I came to West Hartford kind of reluctantly, but as a dutiful wife, I came with my husband. My husband thought that West Hartford was the perfect community. 30 years ago, the only crime we had was on Friday and Saturday nights. Some people would drink a little bit too much for their own good, and you learned when the bars closed to stay off the road. That was our only crime back then. Today, unfortunately, across this nation, this state, and yes, we're affected in this community too, crime has come upon us in many different forms. With the Citizens Academy, I learned my first interest was trying to prevent juvenile crime. The only way to do that was to listen to the people who understood it best, and that was our police officers. Through the education of the Citizens Police Academy, I learned firsthand how we have a revolving door that exists with our teenage community. I also learned that they are invested to helping our community, how much they love, our police officers love serving in our schools. I also learned that we are plagued, all of us, each day as we prepare in our schools for constant drills that are reminding us of rules of what we have to do to stay safe. And the Citizens Police Academy has members from that community as school resource officers that have taught us very, very well how we should prepare. And as a result today, our young people, those sitting here in the audience tonight, have done a remarkable job with their drills. And I am proud of our young people in the school. I also am very aware.
Mrs. Hamburg, the 3 minutes is up, and we did
I'll
allow...
finish.
Oh, thank you.
I'll finish my last couple of sentences. Again, I want to thank you all for your service, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we are generally rules. We are happy to receive comment, but usually it's written in prior. But just because we have one meeting this month, we let it. We let you speak, not to something on the agenda. So, but if there's anybody else that would like to speak to something on the agenda that was not subject to the public hearing, okay, then we will go to number 4, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Without objection, I move that items 5A, 7H through 7HH, 10A, and 10B be placed on the consent calendar.
Is there any objection? Hearing no objection, the items are placed on consent. Mr. Winograd?
I move adoption of the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we will go to number 6, Mr. Winograd.
I move to approve an application filed on behalf of Bloomin Brands, Inc., owners of Flemings Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar, lessee of a suite in Special Development District 113, located at 40 South Main Street, and more commonly known as Blueback Square. This application seeks permission to amend the existing SDD to allow for the installation of additional tenant signage.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Ledwith, do you want to just do a brief summary of the public hearing we had before this?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This application was the subject of a public hearing earlier this evening, and if approved, seeks to amend Special Development District 113, where Flemings Steakhouse is located, at 44 South Main Street, Suite 870, also known as Blueback Square. This change would add illuminated signage of Flemings logo and tagline to the front facade of the building above the awnings. The town planner does have administrative amendment rights. This fell just outside of those administrative approvals by about 10 or 11 inches.
Thank you
review.
very much.
Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Again, this was subject of a public hearing, very quick public hearing. There is no current sign there. The illumination looked very appropriate within meets all of our other conditions. It was just a little outside of the administrative amendment approval process. So. And we appreciate actually Fleming's added awnings that look great, and this will be a nice center point. Thank you, Mr. Rosen, for your presentation. Any comments or questions? All right, we'll go to roll call. Mr. Davidoff.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Counselor Blanks.
Yes.
Mayor Cantor.
Yes.
Counselor Cortez.
Yes.
Counselor Fay.
Yes.
Counselor McGinnis.
Yes.
Counselor Poland.
Yes.
Counselor Walters.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Winograd.
Yes.
Counselor Zdanowitz.
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Thank you. I don't want you to feel that you have to stay. We're going to get into some business setting dates and things like that. So you feel free to. I know you had mentioned that the kids need to get home. So thank you so much. Okay, you're not disturbing us. We're going to continue to go though. Good night, everybody. All right, we'll just wait for a minute. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Okay. Well, Dallas, you want to reel that one?
There is sometimes court in here. The probate court for the town, which settles people's estates, does sometimes meet in this room, but typically people go to the Superior Court or to the federal courthouse for court.
Okay. Good luck with the Rockets. Okay. All right. Great question. All right. Number 7, Mr. Winograd.
Without objection, I move that we receive an application filed on behalf of Chick-fil-A, Inc., CFA, as lessee of property commonly known as 509 New Park Avenue, CFA premises, to modify Special Design District 94, SDD 94, located at 509 New Park Avenue to accommodate a reconfiguration of the existing drive-through lane and related site improvements, including landscaping and parking. I move that we move to receive the application, refer to Town Plan and Zoning Commission, TPZ, Design Review Advisory Commission, DRAC, Capital Region Council for Government, CROG, for the required review, and set for public hearing on January 23rd, 2024 at 6:45 p.m.
Is there any objection? There being no objection, the motion is adopted. Mr. Winograd, B.
Without objection, I move that we receive an application for an ordinance concerning group child care homes, refer to Town Plan and Zoning Commission, TPZ, and Capital Region Council for Government, CROG, for the required review and set for public hearing on January 23rd, 2024 at 7:15 p.m.
Is there any objection? All right, there being no objection, the motion is adopted. Number C, letter C. Mr. Winograd.
Without objection, I move that we receive an ordinance concerning the General Obligation Pension Bonds Reserve Fund and set for public hearing on January 9th, 2024 at 7:15 p.m.
Is there any objection? All right, there being no objection, the motion is adopted. D.
I move to adopt a resolution closing completed capital projects in the Capital Projects Fund.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Mr. Ledwith.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This resolution is fairly routine, whereby a project utilizing community development block grant funds was successfully completed under budget, and the remaining funds will be transferred back to CDBG to be used on other projects. The project was the Eisenhower Park restroom project, which came in $31,640 under budget. So $31,000 will be transferred back into CDBG to be used for future projects.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Any questions or comments? Yes, Ms. Fay.
If I recall correctly, the pool portion of that project was over budget and we had to make an adjustment. So this is under by a little bit, and the total project is still over budget, right?
Correct. So through you, Madam Mayor, to Councilor Fay, so we did, if the council recalls, we did bid the Eisenhower Pool project 2 years ago, and we had set aside about $2.5 million for that project. It came in at around $4 million. So we actually located another contractor to take another look at Eisenhower Pool. They were able to successfully patch a seam that went across the middle of the pool as it went from the shallow end to the deep end. So we were able to get another 2 summers out of Eisenhower Pool, but we're back out to bid now to see if we can see if those numbers have changed.
So we never really did the complete project?
We have not done the complete pool project yet, but that we will be likely doing that at the end of the season if the numbers come in where we hope they will. More to follow on that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Fay. Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Any other comments or questions? Ms. Pullen?
Thank you, through you, Madam Mayor. Mr. Manager, it's my understanding that this is going back into the CDBG and would need to be spent by the end of our current fiscal year. Is that correct? June 30, or can we carry it forward?
So there are carry forward rules. I'd have to check with Helen, the Director of Community or Human and Leisure Services, to determine, what portion can be rolled over into next year and whether these need to be expended by the end of this fiscal year. But I can get back to you on that, Councilor Poland.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Pullen. Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Anybody else? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Letter E, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you. I make a motion to adopt a resolution setting the town clerk's compensation.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. So we actually have to do this by state statute at the beginning of a term. Our town clerk, congratulations, Mr. Davidoff, was elected in November, and we have to set salary. So this is a demanding job. We are the 9th largest community in the state of Connecticut, and we are an active community with lots going on, and so it is our job to set. Thank you so much. It is our responsibility to set the clerk's compensation, and so we went through. There'll be 3 items resolutions setting what we're required to set for compensation, and I'm going to refer to Mr. Winograd, who chairs our Finance and Administration Committee, and this was discussed in committee. Mr. Winograd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Actually, we'll take these separately, but we did discuss all 3 of these and looked at comparables to other districts. In this case, certainly 2.5% is for only starting now in the new year. I believe it's a reasonable amount, way to cover not even inflation and the sort of prevailing rate of wage increases. It is for the 2-year term, and very well deserved by an excellent town clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Winograd. So this is 2.5%.
It is a 4. You're right. Thank you. I completely got it wrong. 4-year term.
It's a 4-year term. It's 2.5% for 2 years, so 1.25% per year, you could say, and then another 2.5% for 2 years. But because we don't adjust, we only adjust it. We do by statute 1 adjustment for 2 years and another adjustment for 2 years. So we don't. It's a pretty, from what I understand, fairly inflexible the way we can adjust the salary. So now is our only window, and now is the only window for 4 years. So, but we build it in for 4 years, and so for 4 years it's a total of 5%. So 1.25% per year. All right. Any comments, questions? All right. I'm sorry, Mr. Cortez. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what is the current salary now? I'm trying to do the math really quick here.
I believe you can give the exact.
Through you, Madam Mayor, it's $101,930.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other comments, questions? All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Letter E. Oh, that was E, sorry. Letter F, Mr. Winograd.
Yes, make the motion to adopt the resolution setting the town manager's compensation.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. So a little different than town clerk in that our town manager is not elected. and he is he is the chief executive of the town. As I was explaining to our Cub Scouts, we are all volunteers, and we are the largest town in the state of Connecticut with a council manager form of government. And all, surely the communities that have populations close to us, either they have strong mayors or they have town managers with oftentimes assistant town managers. And we are very lucky to have an incredibly competent town staff, and so much happens, but a lot of responsibility falls on Mr. Ledwith. And so, again, this was something we discussed in finance, but framing it, we did look at comparables, and Mr. Winograd.
Thank you. This one is a little bit different. And it also was not only discussed in terms of comparables, but also looking at, to some extent, the performance, which has been just remarkable. We want to keep this guy. He's doing a great job, and it's a competitive business. So if Rick's thinking at all about looking around, we want to make sure he doesn't. I'd like to note that this is a resolution co-sponsored by all the members of the Finance Committee. Renata Zanowitz, a member of Poland, joined me in sponsoring this resolution. Again, I think in recognition of the fact that this is a fair deal for an excellent manager. Specifically, we're increasing the salary by 2.5%, retroactive to July 1st, 2023. We're increasing the town's matching contribution from 3% to 5%. So again, that's with in a typical defined contribution plan. He has to put in the money, but then we match up to 5%. And then we increase the auto allowance from $6,000 to $7,500. Again, other places provide a car, and other of our officials do have cars. This seems a perfectly fair compensation. If on the low end, but I think, and members of the committee may want to speak as well, but I think I speak for the committee to say that we are happy to provide this for all the service you've done, and hopefully will continue to do for us.
Okay, Ms. Poland.
Thank you. I will echo the comments of Deputy Mayor Winograd and just say, this is not a 9 to 5, 5 day a week, 50 weeks a year kind of a job. I can't imagine that our manager has actually had more than a couple of days off in the last couple of years since you've become the manager of this town. There are times you're needed on a Sunday, late on a Saturday night. We keep you here late sometimes too. All of us will end up reaching out to you at odd hours because many of us, that's odd hours or when we have time. And you're very responsive to us. You keep this building running, keep our town running. And in the Finance Committee, we discussed the amount as well as, whether our budget can handle this. And we feel this is a fiscally responsible increase for you, and one that we are happy to present to the full town council and ask for your support.
Thank you, Ms. Poland. Mr. Zdana.
Thank you. Yeah, I've had the pleasure of working with the town manager for the last 11 years in his role now and his previous role, and I don't think I can find someone as dedicated to the town of West Hartford as Rick is. It's just, it goes without saying the amount of hours, and I echo everything each of you said, the amount of hours, no matter what time you text them, when you text them, And I'm going to test that this Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But no, honestly, he just always gets back to you right away. The town is in great hands. When we were searching for a new town manager, his name rose right to the top right away, and we knew it was the right choice. And this is the least we could do for him. And we're fortunate to have him in this great town. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Zdanowitz. I just would like to say how really grateful I am for Rick's. It is uncomfortable. We're sitting right here. But I know it's a weird thing. Sorry, guys. It is really. We are so lucky to have somebody that had the relationships he had, knows the town so well. But as Mr. Zdanowitz said, Ms. Pullen and Ms. Winograd, the passion that he has for West Hartford and the amount of commitment that he makes every day to the town to answer problems, get back to people, go attend community events, and just keep our town one of the best in the state and the country is remarkable. And town managers are hard to come by. We have a number of towns around us that are going through searches now, some that have had failed searches or people that didn't work out. And so this is a critical position in our community. And one of the things that I think about when we're setting a salary and it is that we need to treat somebody and provide them with, and we don't pay him what he's worth a lot more, but balancing that with what the demands are on our taxpayers. But we need to make sure that we show as a body that we treat our town manager fairly, and so that when Rick decides, hopefully not for a while, to retire or move on, that we are in a position where we can attract a strong town manager, and that's very important too. So it is with really great pride that I say I think this is a good package. Again, I wish we could do more because you deserve it, but that's, that is the nature of public service and municipal government. So any other comments or? Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Letter G.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to adopt a resolution appointing Dallas Dodge as Corporation Counsel.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. This also was discussed in committee. Do you have any comments, Mr. Dodge?
I actually do, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, as an attorney, I am subject to the rules of professional conduct, and for that reason, due to a fairly obvious conflict of interest, I cannot serve as your attorney during consideration of this matter. I'm going to ask Deputy Corporation Counsel Gina Verano to step up to the table for a moment.
Okay, thank you. All righty. Okay, so many of us know at the table last, Dallas joined us before the pandemic, and after serving, so this is the second term, third term, and two terms. And so after the first 2-year term, there was there had been no change to the Corporation Counsel's compensation, and it's really a contract that we hire an outside Corporation Counsel, and all communities have different configurations, and Mr. Winograd can mention that, but when we decided to we knew we needed to change this the structure. It had not been changed in over 30 years, and so we did an analysis. We looked at other communities. We had fallen behind time after time after time. And again, we have one opportunity to do this for 2 years. We can't say in a year, oh, we should have done that, or oh, Dallas is leaving and we need to go out for another, and we should have changed that salary. So we have one time to do that. So. We did make a big adjustment and felt it was very, it was a jump. We were again at a contract of, I don't remember, about half of where we are now. I think it was a little more than half, and adjusted it to a compensation level that was appropriate and comparable to some of our peers. But again, all of our peers also adjust their compensation over time. And if we don't do this 2-year adjustment, we will fall behind. So with that, Mr. Winograd.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And just to highlight that point, we did look through comps in committee. Again, it is difficult because it's a pretty wide range. But we also know that the range of work being performed by corporation accountants is a wide range. So you saw some, $20,000 or something. Well, I'm sure they're not doing, a tenth of what Attorney Dodge is doing for us. And everybody on this council is well aware of the amount of time being put in. And certainly for a private contract, again, no Social Security tax, no pension, no insurance. It is a contract, and so while we call it a salary, what we're really doing is hiring an attorney, an incredibly competent one, for again a pretty good rate. We broke it down by hourly. We know what attorneys get. I don't think we're paying that. So this does represent a 2.5% increase for the 2 years. So again, to the mayor's point, that works out to half of that, the 1.25 per year. Again, it doesn't reflect the worth, but it does reflect, I believe our sense of more deserved, and that we certainly hope that Attorney Dodge continues to accept this work from us for the foreseeable future. So I'm very happy to propose this, to support it, and hope that the rest of the council will as well.
Thank you, Mr. Winograd. Any comments? All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And then we are flying through because most of these are appointments. Thank you, Ms. Verano, Attorney Verano.
Good job.
All right. We are all ready to town manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And first, thank you all. And it's truly an honor to serve all of you and serve our community, but also serve with you to serve our community. So fortunate to work with the 9 of you who are so dedicated to making West Hartford continue to be the great town that it is, and working with our directors and our staff to collectively work to serve our community. So I appreciate those kind words earlier. I'll begin my report. This report is online for folks to see. I won't hit every bullet on here, but we'll hit some of the highlights. In terms of upcoming council business and meetings, we have a Public Works Facilities and Sustainability Committee meeting tomorrow morning, December 13th at 8 a.m. That's a virtual meeting. We have the Human and Community Services Committee meeting on December 18th at 6 p.m. That will be virtual as well. And we have a Community Planning and Economic Development Committee meeting on December 20th at 8 a.m. and that's a virtual meeting as well. And our next council meeting will be Tuesday, January 9th at 7:30 p.m. here in council chambers. Want to give the council an update on Vision Zero. We did hold our second public meeting last Wednesday, December 6th. The open house style meeting with the 45-minute presentation was very well attended at the library meeting room. FHI Studio and Tool Design had big boards positioned around the room displaying draft strategies and action plans for 4 key sections: safe design, culture, practices and policies, and data. Members of the task force were stationed at each section ready to take feedback from the public. The draft plan is available for viewing on our Vision Zero website, and we encourage the public to review it and offer comments through Monday, December 18th. On Monday, January 8th, the task force will meet for the last time and consolidate some of that feedback into the final action plan. And then it is our plan to present the Vision Zero action plan to the Community Planning and Economic Development Committee on Wednesday, January 17th, where we hope that our new action plan will become our roadmap for the future and making our streets safer. Wanted to discuss folks who attended the holiday stroll a couple of weeks ago, and then if you were at Fire and Ice on Sunday night, you may have seen a big white vehicle. That's our new police command vehicle, and it will be used for emergency management and town-wide support for planning and preparedness, and it arrived on November 16th of 2023. The vehicle, as I said, has been deployed at a couple of different community events. The vehicle is approximately 34 feet long and 8 feet wide, and requires no special license to operate. It was custom designed to provide a mobile command and control platform for police commanders, fire commanders, and town governing officials during critical incidents where essential, centralized, and unified command is required. It can serve as a communication center in the event we have an interruption in service of the ERC, and the vehicle has enough space for frontline personnel to check in, receive required equipment, and be deployed. I had a chance to spend a couple of hours in the vehicle on Sunday night for Fire and Ice, so I got to see firsthand what this vehicle is capable of. And we were parked out in front of the synagogue, and we had actually hooked up with all the camera system within the synagogue, and we had up on our screen all the different rooms, the meeting room where most of the event took place, as well as the parking garage, the entrance, and it was pretty neat to see firsthand the capabilities of this new vehicle. So if any council member wants a tour of this, let us know, and we will be sure to get you out there and see it firsthand. We did use American Rescue Plan Act funds to make this purchase. So it was not at the expense of our taxpayers, but of the funds that we received, COVID funds we received through ARPA. Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada has awarded the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the Town of West Hartford for its annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th of 2022. The award was presented to our finance staff, Director of Finance, Peter Privatera. Sharing in this achievement is Lisa Newton, our accounting manager, and all of West Hartford's accounting staff. West Hartford's Public Library's 7th Annual Kindness Project was a huge success thanks to the generosity of our residents. The collection asked for donations of personal hygiene and cleaning products to benefit the clients of the West Hartford Food Pantry and Burn Street Universalist Church Backpack Program. Over 133 boxes were filled with a variety of items, including toothpaste, toothbrushes, bar soap, body wash, toilet paper, Kleenex, diapers, feminine hygiene products, deodorant, shampoo, chapstick, laundry detergent, dish soap, and disinfectant wipes. Rockledge opens for winter recreation. It opened on Monday, December 4th. So we have walking, hiking, jogging, cross-country skiing. Should snow come at some point. Residents may bring their dogs on the course, but must follow the rules that apply to all parks and schoolyards year-round. Leaf bag collection ends this week. Leaves accumulated after December 15th will need to be brought to the Yard Waste and Recycling Center or stored until the spring yard waste collection, which will resume in April of 2024. 30 new members have completed the Fall Community Emergency Response Team, the CERT basic training course. In addition to the 20 hours of instruction, each member became certified in the American Heart Association Heart Saver program. Since the inception of West Hartford CERT team in the spring of 2021, over 240 residents have taken part in the training and have donated over 5,000 hours of service to the community. Next week, on Wednesday, December 20th, the town will recognize 87 employees for their years of service, ranging from 5 years to 35 years. And that 35-year employee is our very own public relations specialist, Renee McHugh. So I know Renee's watching, so happy anniversary, Renee. We will also formally recognize Renee along with 87 others on next Wednesday. So folks are welcome to stop by at lunch if you'd like to give your well wishes to those 87 celebrating milestones. And West Hartford Municipal Parking Office and the West Hartford Public Library collaborated on a new series of light pole banners called The Wonder of West Hartford. The banners feature artwork created by library patrons, highlighting the town's unique character. The collection also features librarians with their favorite books. The banners will be on display along South Main Street and West Hartford Center for the next few months. And that concludes my report this evening. I'm happy to answer any questions that the council may have on these or other matters through you, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Are there any questions or comments for Mr. Ledwith? No? Is when graduation, residents graduate, do they those 200, the previous classes, do they have to get recertified? Is there a little like refresher? Do you know?
That's a good question, Madam Mayor. I'd have to go through Bob McHugh to find the answer to that. I don't believe it's on an annual basis, but as part of that program, there may be some recertification that takes place every several years, but I can find out and get back to you on that.
Okay, thank you. Because it is, I mean, obviously as we continue and people get out further, maybe, but
Yeah.
Ed is so impressive. And I want to thank Bob McHugh for his enormous work on this. And the 5,000 hours of volunteer service really has helped our community and will continue to help our community, especially at difficult challenging times and or at celebratory times, so we can remain safe. So I also want to give a shout out to Renee, 35 years. She actually puts together the announcements largely and just keeps us, all of us focused on the important, big events and organizes, does so much behind the scenes. And thank you so much for all that you do. And that's a long time, 35 years. This morning I was telling our Cub Scouts, thank you so much to the Cub Scout Pack 145 for coming to lead us in the pledge and to talk to us. But St. Peter Cleaver, Mo Fredette and St. Peter Cleaver came and delivered a check for $3,000 for a Town That Cares Fund this morning, and they said, we think we've hit the 20,000 donation mark, and it's just they were so proud, and I'm really thrilled that they delivered this check and really take such pride in contributing to the community over many years. And Rotary and Liberty Bank also donated a $7,500 check. Liberty Bank did a match, I think $1,500 match, and Rotary raised $6,000, and so $10,500 going to our Town That Cares to support our food pantry, fuel assistance, and emergency funding for a variety of things that challenges people in our town might have, our residents might have. So very, very grateful. And at this time of giving, I know I'm part of a small group that does a donation as well at the holiday time, and it's really an important thing for us to remember that oftentimes there are challenges seen and unseen that we just hit us, and some people can manage those waves and other people are unable to. So thank you. Then some announcements. Congratulations, and I know a couple of people, I think Mr. Dodge was at the Crazies, but this is a big award. Congratulations to Cora Cora, Cafe Louise, and Mecca Noodle Bar for receiving top honors at the 5th Annual Connecticut Restaurant Association's Crazies Awards Gala. That was on Monday, December 4th. Cora Cora was not only named Restaurant of the Year for Hartford County, but also received the coveted overall Restaurant of the Year, which was chosen from 24 nominees from all counties. Earlier this year, Cora Cora was named a finalist for the James Beard Award. West Hartford also was represented in categories with Caterer of the Year to Louise Albin of Cafe Louise, that's right on Park Road, on New Breton Avenue, I apologize, and Restaurant of the Year going to Tony Pham and Rich Ray's of Mecca Noodle Bar, which has 5 locations, including one in West Hartford. So really, really proud of Cora Cora and all the impact that they've made. And obviously for Cafe Louise, she's been in business for, I think, close to 30 years. And Mecca Noodle Bar is magnificent and wonderful, and such a wonderful winter meal too. Macy's National Campaign to Promote Youth Empowerment. West Hartford resident and big brother Joe Latree and his little brother Ocean Mojica are the faces of the new Macy's National Campaign to Promote Youth Empowerment. The duo was chosen to represent 2023 Macy's nationwide in-store holiday campaign partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America called Mission Everyone. Their smiling faces are an important part of Macy's social media and checkout counter signage all over the country. They're also on the Jumbotron at the Macy's flagship store in Herald Square in New York City. Congratulations to them, and thank you to Joe for his leadership and being a mentor. Applications for Parent Leadership Training Program, PLTI, is a free 20-session program combining advocacy, leadership, citizenship skills into a curriculum to foster the best interests of children. The program is held weekly on Wednesday evenings from January 17th through June. The program is open to parents, grandparents, guardians, and people who live and work in West Hartford and care about kids. The registration for the program is at through the bridge, so you can do that. It's a remarkable program. Many of our community leaders come out of that program. Hull High School choraleers singing telegrams. There is nothing more special than signaling the season by having these talented students prepare a classic of caroling tunes and songs, and they often have a modern sometimes really funny twist. Bookings are $40 for 15 minutes, $55 for half an hour, and $75 for 45 minutes. And contact hullhighchoraleers@gmail.com. West Hartford Women's Chorale Winter Concert will take place on December 15th. This is 20 years of singing, and this will be held at the Episcopal Church, St. James Episcopal Church at 7:30 on December 15th. The tickets are $15 at the door. That is also a real treat. The 10th annual Greater Hartford Holiday Book Drive was the West Hartford Rotary Club and Meali team at Keller Williams Legacy Partners for the 10th annual Holiday Book Drive, which runs through January 5th. This is administered by the Jewish Federation of Greater Hartford. Donate to the Holiday Book Drive. You can visit the website jewishhartford.org or West Hartford Rotary Club. And Rotary Club kicked this off with a $1,000 donation, also changing lives. A letter writing campaign through Operation Gratitude is taking place at Playhouse on Park. This initiative is in conjunction with Pinup Girls, a musical love letter running through December 23rd. Playhouse will collect letters through January 2nd. You may bring your letters to Playhouse on Park during box office hours or bring them when you come and see the show. Buried Treasures Workshop begins January 9th. This is a 16-week self-help and support group for people who have too much stuff and want to declutter their lives. Classes meet every Tuesday from 1:30 to 2:30, and the workshop is open to West Hartford residents only, and is done by our own social work department. Coping with Grief and Loss around the winter holidays and beyond, December 14th. Community of Concern in West Hartford Public Schools present this program. This webinar will be held on Thursday, December 14th from 7 to 8 p.m. for parents and caregivers. And this is especially important for those who have experienced a loss or of either death or serious illness of a loved one or divorce, a move, another life-changing event. Community clinicians and educators will discuss the topic and answer questions, and you can register, I think, through our website. West Hartford Community Support Group on December 13th, 20, and January 3rd will be offered to Jewish community members. They will be led by Shanti Kriegel, who is a licensed a clinician. These are drop-in spaces that offer a space to find community, process emotions around the Israel-Hamas war and other distressing current events. The intention behind this group is to help folks cope and heal during this tumultuous time. We will not be engaging in any political discussion, is what they say. All are welcome, and register at AMA, so A McDonald at jfshartford.org, and will be held at the Bishop's Corner Senior Center. Are there any other announcements? Okay, I don't see any. Then we will go to I didn't do Corp Council. Oh, I'm so sorry. Apologize for that. Corp Council, I saved you for last because it's a long report, as mine was pretty long. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Dodge.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, I did just want to thank the council for the continued privilege of serving as your legal counsel. I think one of the things that I'm the most proud of is the team that I've actually built for this office, and I just want to thank my staff, Deputy Corporation Counsel Gina Verano, also Assistant Corporation Counsel Cynthia Latour, and our paralegal Andrea Galino for the work that they do. As the town has grown, I think with a population approaching 70,000, and you guys have certainly been keeping us busy with development projects lately. Really, the issues that we see come into our office are sort of the size and complexity that you would see in a city sometimes. And so the breadth and the scope of the legal matters that my staff is able to handle and the professionalism that they bring to the job is just absolutely incredible. And so I want to thank them for their continued service to the town. And I hope they keep doing it for a long time to come. Madam Mayor, with that being said, we are going to require an executive session this evening to discuss an attorney-client privilege memo concerning several legal matters that are pending before the town. For members of the audience, I don't anticipate that we will be taking any action when we return from the executive session, and so you can immediately adjourn when we're done.
Thank you, Mr. Dodge. Okay, Mr. Winograd.
Without objection, I move that we suspend the rules for the purpose of adding an executive session to the agenda to discuss a privileged and confidential legal memorandum updating the town council concerning pending claims and litigation against the town and a potential claim by the town.
Is there any objection? There being no objection, the rules are suspended and the executive session is added to the agenda. Mr. Winograd?
I move that we enter executive session for the purpose of discussing a privileged and confidential legal memorandum updating the town council concerning pending claims and litigation against the town and a potential claim by the town.
Is there any objection? There being no objection, we will enter executive session. I invite the Corporation Counsel, Deputy Corporation Counsel, Town Manager to join us. We do not anticipate, as said before, that any action will be taken when we resume the council meeting, and we will adjourn as soon as we get back. Thank you.